So what is the code to the perfect skin tone? Well, let's cut to the chase, and there you go, this is the code. If this code rings a bell or gives you an idea, you're privileged to jump into Photoshop right now and try it out for yourself. However, in the video, I'm gonna give you something that will allow you to never remember the code, and you don't have to memorize it at all. Keep in mind that all of the skin corrections that you will see in this video will be done just by using this code. Also stay tuned because I'm going to show you where to download some other codes as well for variety. We don't have to worry because this code works on all types of skin tones. So what is this code? How to use it? All about it. So without any further ado, let's get started. So here we are in Photoshop, and let me take an eye test for you first. Why? This will make sense later. Have a look at this picture. What do we have here? We have a circle. What color is it? It looks mostly yellow. Now, if I make a copy of the same ellipse, the same shape, Control or Command J, right? With the help of the Move tool, if I move it to the top, have a look at the color. Look at it. Look at the change. It looks darker. It looks more bluish. And look at both of those. They look totally different, but you know that we just copied it and it's exactly the same. What does this prove? You cannot trust your eyes. Similarly, consider two cases. You have your subject on a red background. You're looking at it for a long time. Then you have your subject on a green background in the next image. Well, it might create problems for you. You might think the skin tone is not right when it's absolutely right. Or you might think the skin tone is absolutely right when it's not. Also, when you're editing your photos for a long time and moving from picture to picture, just as we move the circle to a different background, see how it influences the color, right? So when you're looking at a photo, looking at a color for a long time, your eyes can get affected, and therefore we cannot trust our eyes for color. So what is the solution? Solution is standardization. So I'm going to give you some standard skin tones, and these colors are perfect sampling of skin tones in perfect lighting of ideal skin. Now, there's no such thing as perfect skin tone or perfect skin, but this can be used as a great starting point. After that, you can add any effect that you want. Some effects make the skin blue, red, but you will have something standard to start your work with. So let's jump into our first example. So here we are back in Photoshop, and this photo was submitted by Kathleen Popescu. Thank you so very much, Kathleen, for submitting this photo. An amazing photographer. Check out more of Kathleen's work right here. It looks awesome. The skin tones might look perfect, but there might be corrections to be made. So what do? First of all, select an area which might be the best representation of the skin tone. So right now in this image, I guess it's the cheek and a little bit of the forehead. So we have to take an average. So with the help of the lasso tool right here, select that area. Okay. And we might extend the selection. Don't select the highlights or the shadows. Just select the evened out areas which best represent the skin. Alright. Now we need to copy it into a new layer. Press Ctrl or Command J. That way only that thing is copied. Okay. Hold the Ctrl or Command, click on the layer thumbnail. Now we have a selection of that. Now it's time to average it. To do that, go to Filter, Blur, and then Average. Now we have the average skin tone that we can take as a sample. Press Ctrl or Command D to deselect that. Now what to do? I have created some standard skin tone samples for you to download, so go ahead and check the links in the description and download them. These skin tone samples have been created with a lot of calculations, hidden trials, so I've tried my best to give you the standard ones, but you can find more later. I'll show you how later in the video. So after you download, just locate them in your Explorer or Finder. So I'm just going to open that. And I have 4 that I've made available for you to download. Now what you need to do, you need to choose the one that matches the best with this. So I think the second one will be the perfect fit. So just drag it and drop it over the canvas on the image, just like that. Okay. Now it might seem very big. You just need to zoom out and put it around at the side. Just make it smaller. And you can put it at the side totally as a sample, just as a comparison. Just like that, okay? And hit Enter or Return. Now let's zoom in to the face. Now all we need to do, we need to match this sample that we averaged to this one, to the standard one. And how can we do that? Well, create a curves adjustment layer. Click on the adjustment layer icon and then choose curves. Now inside of curves, we have to make two samples. To do that, first of all, make sure that the curves symbol is selected, the adjustment layer symbol. Then click on the hand tool. Then we need to hold down Shift and Option on Mac, Shift and Alt on Windows. Then the eyedropper tool shows up with a plus with a circle in between, some strange target icon. So create a sample here and then create one more sample here. So keep that held down, Shift and Option, Shift and Alt, hold that and then just click. So we have two, 1 and 2. And for both of them, we have the information right here. 1, 2 in the info panel. So if you cannot see the info panel, automatically you can go to Windows and then click on Info. It will show that to you. Now move the info panel somewhere where you can see. I'm going to move it to the side. Now I'm going to open back in the curves properties. All right. Now all we need to do is to match this sample to that sample, to the standard sample. Okay, zoom in even more. Now hold the Shift and Command. The eyedropper tool is still there. Hold the Shift and Command. It becomes a white eyedropper and click on it. What happens is when you go to the red channel, a point has been created. If you go to the green channel, a point has been created. So the corresponding points for this color has been created in the RGB channel. So let's go to the red. Now you need to get this point to a value, to a number. So what number do you need to get it to? You need to get it to 205. Okay, so #1 is 205. So #2 is 166. So you need to get this from 166 to 205. So with that selected, you can take it up until it gets to 205. There we go. A little bit here and there is okay. 206 is fine. Now it is looking strange, I know, but it won't. Let's move to the green channel. What does green need to go? Where does it need to go? Just look at the left hand side here and look at the right hand side on the 2. 169. It's in 134. So we need to increase it to 169 roundabout. There we go. All right, let's go to the blue. Where does blue need to go? 145. It's at 118. So let's increase it to 145. There we go. Now, the skin tone looks great, but it's not over. You need to control the luminosity or the brightness. So you need to get back to RGB and you can turn both of these off and control the luminosity. Let's make it a little darker like that as it was before. And let's just close it and let's have a look at it. So this is the after and this is the before. So this is the before. This is the after. Also at this time, select the move tool. Let's zoom in quite a bit. I think the saturation is too much. So I'm going to create a hue saturation adjustment layer and let's just decrease the saturation to make the skin tone even more natural. Just like that. Now I want you to have a look at this. So this is the before. Let's make a group of both of them. So select the curves, hold the Control or Command, select the hue saturation, press Control or Command G. This makes a group. So this is the before and this is the after. Looks so much more better. Just a slight correction of skin tone takes it a long way. Let's get back to curves. I think I need to make it a little more darker. Let's try it again. So here's the before. Here is the after. Looks so much more warmer the skin is. It looks so much more better. Slight change, right? Before, after. Before, after. That's how to do it. Now, keep in mind, this will get even more easier in the second example. If it seems too much long process, it is not. It'll get tremendously easier in the third example. So let's go to the second example. By the way, just a little pause. Are you getting where the code is coming from? We just discussed the code. It's a mystery. If you're not getting it yet, just keep watching. There's more mysteries to be uncovered in this video. So here we have our second example, and this photo was submitted by Monica Casco. Thank you so very much, Monica. You can check out more of Monica's awesome work, amazing work, brilliant work, great work right here. All right, so let's just zoom in and have a look at the skin. I totally love the skin. I have no complaints for the skin tone. However, why not? Let's just try it out. And this time, I'll show you a simpler method. And what is it? Let's go to my desktop. I guess it's in my desktop. So in my desktop, there's this thing called Skin Palette. All you need to do, drag it and drop it. That's it. You don't have to sample, do anything a lot of times. Just sample once and that's it. Just keep it at the side for now. Okay. And let's take a sample of her skin. Similarly as we did with the previous one. So select the background and just select the lasso tool. Just take a sample of her skin, the area which best represents the skin. Let's take a little sample from the forehead as well. A little bit hair here and there won't make a difference because we're gonna average it anyway. All right, there we go. Control or Command J. I'm gonna do it quick this time because I've done it slow in the first example for you. Hold the Control or Command, click on the layer thumbnail, and then filter, blur, and average. Control or Command D. Now all we need to do is to create a curves adjustment layer by clicking on the adjustment layer icon and then choosing curves. Make sure it's at the top, not here at the top. Now, you can choose the hand tool, take a sample, but if you take a sample now, if you hold the Shift and Command and take, it's just sampling black and it's strange, right? Why is it strange? Because the mask is selected. Please make sure that the symbol is selected, all right? And then just let's reset it. And with the hand selected, all we need to do, we don't need to create all those 1 and 2 samples. Don't have to hassle with that. Hold the Shift and Command, Shift and Control on a Windows. Just click on it, just sample it. Then let's go to red. Now what to match it with? See what matches best with this? I guess it's the second one. So let's go with the second one, and the numbers are already there. So you can also download the strip. Links are in the description. So this color palette right here, you can download that. Okay, so we have to match the red to 218. So let's do it. But for that, you have to create at least one sample right here. So how do we create a sample? You already know that. Hold Shift and Option and just click once right here. So you just need one sample. You don't need to just do a lot of math. Just drag it in, drag the strip in, and you're good to go. Let's open this one. And you can just place the info right here and place it right there. Let's go to reds and match it to 218. Let's select the move tool, drag it up. 219, 218. There we go. We matched it. So 211 is the before, 218 is the after. Okay, so let's move to greens. Green 171. It's 157. So we need to increase it to 171. There we go. Increased. Now let's go to the blues. Blue is what? 145. So we need to increase it to match it to 145. Now it's 124. So there we go. 144, 146. It's a bit too much. Now, if you want to do micro adjustments, you can do it with the help of the arrow keys. So you can just bring it down, move it to the side. There you go, 145. Perfect, right? So now you need to turn this off or just delete it. It's totally upon you, and you can close this distraction, close it, and have a look at it. So here is the before, a bit reddish. Here is the after. Looks really good. If you want, you can control the luminosity. You can make it a little darker from here, just a touch darker if you want to. So here's the before, here's the after. It might not look like a drastic difference, but it actually is. All right, so let's move over to the third example, and this will get totally easy for you. All right, so let's just do it right now. So here we have our third example, and now we have a darker skin tone. However, this image might come with its own challenges, and I'll show you what. But before that, let me make the process fast for you. So instead of just dragging it and dropping it, what about this? If I go to Windows and then Actions, if I just open up my actions, I've created an action here. Skin color palette, all we need to do is just play it. There we go. It just appears on the side. Amazing, isn't it? Now you need to create that action. Even if I give this action to you, it might not work, because this is based on the path, right? So how do we create this action? I already created one for you. First of all, you need to create an action set. So click on this folder, okay? Or you can create an action inside an already created folder by you. So I'm gonna name it Skin Pix, just like that. Hit OK. And now inside that, we're gonna create a new action. Click on that one. And let's name it Palette. All right, now it's inside Skin Pix, and function key, no, we don't want to assign a function key. If you want, you can. Just hit record. Now Photoshop starts acting like a tape recorder, okay? Now all we need to do is this. Oh, I shouldn't have started recording now because I already have it open. So let's just stop it and let's just delete it. Let's start from scratch, Okay, let's delete it. I don't want to confuse you. Start it and palette, and then just hit record. Now it's recording. Go to File, Place Embedded. Now we need to locate where the skin palette is in your computer. So in mine, it's in my desktop. It's in Skin Palette. Just select that, place. Okay, it's going to place it. Now, all you need to do, hit Enter or Return. It's recording it. Press Ctrl or Command A. It selects it all. Now, with the help of the Move tool, align it to the left or the right or the middle, whatever you want. So I'm going to keep it to the left. Aligned, press Ctrl or Command D, and you have created it. So even if you delete it, all you need to do, just click on the palette, open up the actions, click on the action that you just created, and just play it. Makes it so much more faster. Now you can just move it right here and make it a little bigger if you want to. And there you go. I didn't mean to move the mic. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's create a curves adjustment layer. Just like that. And let's take an average. Now, in this image, when you have darker skin tones, some skins are shiny. Beware, do not sample from the shine. It can give you crazy results. Don't do that. So let's get back to the background and let's take an area which is not shiny. So with the help of the lasso tool, now do not, no shiny allowed. Lasso tool right here. Let's sample this area. No shiny. Let's take an average of this area right here. And let's get back to it. It seems good to me. Now press Ctrl or Command J. Hold the Ctrl or Command, click on the layer thumbnail, and then go to Filter, Blur, and then Average. Now we have a sample of this. Ctrl or Command D. Okay, great. Now, come back to the curves, select the symbol, don't forget it. Select the hand tool. Now, hold the Shift and Option, Shift and Alt on a Windows, and create a point right here. Then hold the Shift and Command, Shift and Control on Windows, click on it. Now you have created points in red, green, and blue. Now you need to match it to the nearest one. So I'm going to choose this one, the second last, and we'll try to match it to that. So red is 190. So let's get the reds to 190. It's 209 here. We need to reduce it to 190. So let's reduce it to 190. Let's use the arrow keys to get it perfect. There we go. It's 190 right now. Let's go to greens. And for the green, the value is 142. We have to take it to 142. Right now it's 145. So just a tad bit with the arrow keys. There we go, 142. Now let's go to the blues. It's already selected. And for the blue, it's 119. Here is 114. So we need to increase it. Arrow keys, let's take it up. Okay, all right. It looks great. Now all we need to do, we need to just turn this off and have a look at the skin. It looks totally awesome. It looks natural. It looks great. Let's just close it. There we go. So here's the before. Here is the after. Totally great. But let's delete it first. But the problem is this, and the challenge is this. The hair looks a little greenish, and the background looks a little, a lot more bluish. I don't know, there's a color cast to it, but the skin looks all right. So how do we solve that issue? No problem at all. And this was the challenge. All we need to do, click on the mask. All adjustment layers come free with the mask. Select the mask, press Ctrl or Command I. Turns the mask black. Take the brush. Now what is the concept of mask? White areas show up and black areas hide. So it's completely black, so none of the curves effect shows up. All we need to do, take the brush with the foreground color white, press X to toggle between the foreground and the background, and the mask selected, just paint on the skin with a soft brush. There you go. Now let's zoom in, have a look at the difference. So here's the before, too red, very red. And here is the after. Now I would play a little bit with the luminance. Let's make it a little darker. Add a little more dimension to it, and there we go. So here's the before, here's the after. It looks so much more better. Also, if you want, you can decrease the opacity, just like that. And There we have a much more better result, before, after. The next example is going to be totally extreme. We have a skin tone which is totally destroyed and we will try to recover it to the normal. Alright, so let's move into the next example. Have a look at this image. Have a look at the skin. Totally magenta-ish, totally gone. However, I already did the steps for you that we did in example 1, 2, 3, so you don't have to get monotonous about it. So I took the sample, I took the brown skin at the side, just like we did in the first example, and I did all the corrections I could with the curves. Okay, simple corrections. And it still doesn't look that awesome. I did darken it a little bit in this because it was looking too bright, and took it down from the left and did all those corrections. Still, it's just not looking right. You know what? We need to probably decrease the saturation. So all we need to do is create a hue saturation adjustment layer and let's try to decrease it. And let's see whether that works. Maybe a little bit might work. -15. Yes, that is great. Now on top of that, the color of the head doesn't match with that of the body. What to do next? So create one more curves adjustment layer, and this is where the complexity comes. You need to brighten it. Don't look here on the body. Just look on the head. Don't focus on the body. Just remember the color of the body and that's it. Just increase it. Now to increase it, the best way to do it is select the hand tool. You need to match this with that. So you can sample here or there and just click and drag it up. Like that. Just keep it at that. Just tuck it in and then select the mask, press Ctrl or Command I. Now we need to take the brush, foreground color white, make the brush a little smaller and then just paint with white over here on the skin. And hope that it does match. There we go. We have a better one. So here's the before, here's the after. It looks so much more better now. Now what else we can do? To improve it even more, we can create one more curves adjustment layer. And maybe add a little bit of contrast. So make it a little brighter from here, make it a little darker from here to add a little contrast to it. And there we go. That's the most that we can do in this image. So let's have a look at the before and after. So this is the before, totally gone, magenta, looks so bad. And hold the Alt or Option, click on it to bring every layer back in, turn on. Now if you want, you can just mask the skin, but it's looking great. In case you want to do that, you might want to do this. You might want to group all of them. Select the topmost layer, hold the Shift key, select the bottommost layer with the adjustment. It selects everything in the row, then press Ctrl or Command G. Then hold the Alt or Option, click on the mask button. It creates a negative mask. Then you can take a brush and you can just paint on just on the skin if you want to do that. But it was looking great with all of it applied. And you can do this if you choose to. That's totally upon you. But for this image, I prefer it without the mask. Just turn off the mask. If you're wondering how I did that, I just held the Shift key, click on the mask to turn it on, click on the mask to turn it off. And that's pretty much it. So that's how to get the perfect skin tones in Photoshop. All you need to do, take the average sample, bring in the palette. You can use the action, check the download links in the description. Then, with the help of the curves, just match the average sample with that of the palette. And you're good. You can also adjust the hue saturation or the luminosity, whatever you want after that. But this gives you a great starting point. So that's pretty much it for this video. Hope this video helped you, and if it did, make sure to give us a like and also don't forget to subscribe, and not just subscribe. Ring the bell so that you, my friend, don't miss any other future tip, trick or tutorial. I would like to take this moment to thank all these nice and amazing people for supporting PiXimperfect on Patreon and helping keep PiXimperfect free for everybody forever. Thank you so very much for all your support. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one. Till then, stay tuned and make sure that you keep creating.